Welcome to the Home Team Sacramento podcast. I'm Josh Takimoto, and today I wanted to talk just a little bit about how we respond to adversity. It doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter what walk of life you're in, it doesn't matter where your journey is taking you. At some point, big or small, we all experience adversity. We all experience obstacles. We all experience challenges that we face as we're moving along through life. And what it comes down to is how we respond to those things. And I think how we respond to those things says a lot about us as people. It says a lot about us as in our character. And it says a lot about who we are as leaders in our communities. And I recently heard a story that I felt was the perfect example and painted a perfect picture of what it looks like when we respond to our circumstances. There was a chef and he was talking to his daughter, and his daughter was explaining all of the hardships and challenges that she was facing. And she was saying, I just feel like I can't get past it. So the chef took her into the kitchen and he placed three boiling pots of water on. In one pot, he put a potato. In the second pot, he put an egg. And in the third pot, he put ground coffee beans. After 20 minutes, he came back and he took the potato out, he took the egg out, and he took the coffee and poured it into a cup. And he asked his daughter, he said, what do you see here? And she said, I see a potato, an egg, and some coffee. He said, no, no, no. Look more closely. He said the potato went in tough and hard, but it came out soft. The egg went in brittle, but now it's hard boiled. And the coffee beans went in and changed the water that it was in and created something completely new. He said they all were exposed to the same kind of water, but they all had very different responses to their situations. He said, so what are you going to do when you're faced with difficult times? Are you going to be the potato, the egg, or are you going to be the coffee? And I love that fable, parable, story, whatever you want to call it. I just love that because so many times we allow our circumstances to change us, right? Like it's the whole thermometer versus thermostat, right? The thermometer gauges the temperature of the environment, where the thermostat changes the temperature of the environment, right? And so many times we see people that are just thermometers. Their mood, their demeanor, their actions are dictated based on whatever is going on around them. The stresses, the overwhelming feeling of life, the challenges of, maybe it's a coach and they're dealing with fundraising issues, or parents that are not happy with how you're running the program, or difficult personalities in your team. Maybe you're an athlete who's dealing with an injury. Maybe there's a bad call during the game. Maybe you're dealing with an opponent who is bigger, faster, and stronger than you. How do we respond? We could allow all of those things to dictate how we respond and how we react. And then all of a sudden, those things have control over what we do. We don't want that, because that's not going to lead us to the best path. But if you're a thermostat, if you take control of how you respond to a situation, then everything around you has to be based off of what you're doing. You're taking control away from your situation. You're taking control away from your problem and control away from your circumstance. And you are the one that's in charge of those things. Now, obviously, there's certain things that are out of our control. There's certain things that we can't help and certain things that we can't do. But we can always change or adjust how we respond to something. And then how we respond to that is going to dictate how well or how successful we are moving forward. If we're willing to respond to any situation in a positive way, number one, that's just going to sharpen our mindset and give us more confidence moving forward. And it's going to make the next challenge seem even easier, because we can look back and say, okay, I have a bunch of examples of all these things I overcame. This is just the next step. This is just the next challenge. It's not a big deal. And then on top of that, not only does it affect us individually, but then the people that see us, the people that we are coaching, the people that are our teammates, the people that we go to school with, the people in our community that know who we are as athletes and coaches, when they see us deal with these things in a positive way, when they see us respond and handle these things with grace and strength and honor, that inspires the people around us. It gives them encouragement, because they see how we're doing things. They see how we're responding as leaders. it emboldens them and it gives them confidence because now they have an example of someone who can overcome. They have an example of someone who responds positively in difficult situations. And now they can look at that in moments when they're having a tough time, think, okay, that person was able to do it. Let me try that. Let me strive to be more like that person. Let me follow that leader because I can believe in what they're doing and what they're saying because they're actually living it out and responding to difficult situations in a positive way that's beneficial for them and everybody else around them. I just think that, how we respond to adversity is so crucial to our lives because we can't escape it. There's always adversity that we're going to be faced with. There's always going to be a challenge that we have to deal with. There's always going to be something that is trying to stand between us and our dreams and our goals. The most successful people are the ones who respond to those things and keep moving. And unfortunately, there's some people that come in contact with a difficult time, a difficult moment, and it causes them to retreat. Because instead of responding to the situation, they allowed it to overwhelm them and just run away from the thing that they were so passionate about. So it's all about how we respond to our situations. It's all about how we respond. And not like going back to the story with the coffee beans, the coffee beans changed their environment. They weren't changed by their environment. They went in and changed their environment. They changed something that was water and they made it something that was delicious. Now, I'm not a big coffee drinker, so I'm gonna take your guys' word for it that you guys love coffee. Whoever's out there that loves coffee and it's delicious, you do that. Good for you. I hope you enjoy. For me, that's where the analogy lost me a little bit because I'm not a big coffee drinker, but I get the idea. Is it went from just plain water to something that was delicious and something that was better than what it previously was, all because the coffee beans changed the environment. They changed the circumstance, or they used the circumstance that they were in to build something even better. And so I think as us as athletes and coaches, that should be our goal. Whatever environment you walk into, wherever you go, whether it's the classroom, whether it's your career one day and you walk into a meeting or you walk into your place of work, whether you're going into your family, in your community, wherever you're going, you should be able to walk in that place and your presence alone is felt without you even saying a word. The way you carry it yourself, the reputation that you carry, you should be able to walk into any place in your community and they should be able to see the apparel that you're wearing that represents your school. They should be able to know that, hey, that person's a football player, a basketball player, a soccer player, a swimmer, a golfer, baseball player, whatever your sport is. They should be able to look at you and say, man, that's who we want to follow. That's the kind of person that we want representing our home team at whatever school you may be going to, at whatever school you may be coaching. You want to be able to walk into an environment and immediately change the culture simply because of your presence. And then when you have the opportunity to speak and when you actually have the opportunity to involve yourself in that culture and begin to create change, you should be able to leave that team, that culture, that program better than you found it. That should be the goal of every single athlete, every single coach. When you look back at the impact you made on the program or the teams that you were on, was that team better because you were there? Or was your influence there a negative thing that held the team back? I believe that every single person, whether you're an A type personality, a B type personality, whether you're a loud leader, a quiet leader, doesn't matter. You have the opportunity to change the environment that you're in and have an impact on that environment by the way that you carry yourself, by the way that you speak, by the way that you treat other people, by the way that you lead. Change your environment. Respond in such a way that it changes the environment and the people around you for the better. And as always, guys, I just appreciate this time. I appreciate you guys listening to this. Always thankful, always, as I've said a million times, I feel I'm just so thankful that you guys are a part of our home team. And I'm just so thankful that you guys are here with us and on this journey. And so we will see you guys next week.